This presentation is recorded in conformity with the CSULB Academic Technology Initiative's recommendations. Slide 1 presents the title of our presentation, Controversy 12, The New Aging Marketplace, Hope or Hype? In Slide 2, we discuss about demographics and trends, mature consumers. You might have heard about the silver tsunami or the age wave in the last years. Any of these terms refer to a massive population and cultural shift caused by demographic forces. This demographic force is given by the baby boomers. As a reminder, a baby boomer is a member of the generation born between 1946 and 1964. Today, America has more than 75 million baby boomers, which represents about 30% of the population. In 2011, the first boomer turned 65, and since then about 8,000 boomers turn 65 each day. The baby boomer population will continue to age, looking to enter retirement over the next 2 decades. Therefore, the next 2 decades predict a decrease in the overall consumption, but an increase in demand for aging care, products for the elderly, estate and retirement planning, and similar goods and services. As you can imagine, this market shift will affect stock prices, inflation, interest rates, innovation trends, real estate market, and a variety of other economic factors. Today's richest market is the new customer majority, middle-aged and older adults who make up the biggest percentage of the buying public. Never before have adults 50 years and older been in the majority. The 50-plus segment of the U.S. population controls 3/4 of the total net worth and financial assets of the country, or more than $7 trillion. In addition, the 50-plus segment of the market is also responsible for more than 50% of discretionary income. Understanding the age wave population and persuasively selling to it require a new kind of marketing research arsenal, which is an opportunity for any of us, the new generations, to collaboratively work with and for the baby boomers. Slide 3 discusses the market segmentation. Despite the tendency to talk about the baby boomers as if they are homogeneous groups, based on our previous covered chapters, you wouldn't be surprised to hear that the senior market is composed of distinct segments, whether based on age, cohort, or other characteristics. As an overall definition of our market segmentation term, we can say that market segmentation is the process of dividing a broad consumer or business market, normally consisting of existing and potential customers, into subgroups of consumers based on some type of shared characteristics. Addressing our shifting markets in relationship to our market segmentation definition, what are some viable approaches to segmenting the mature consumer market? Well, one approach is to divide people up according to life stage transitions that often occur in later life, such as the empty nest or becoming a grandparent. Another approach is based on age alone, such as pre-retirement, young old, old, and the oldest old. And another approach can stand on health status, socio-economic level, or psychographic characteristics, such as lifestyle, personality, etc. In slide 4, we look into the silver industries. There are certain sectors that are likely to grow faster than others. These sectors are financial services, healthcare, travel and hospitality, retirement housing, and of course there will be other emerging industries. But for first, let's look into the financial services. Many of baby boomers have accumulated considerable personal wealth, while others have ambitious financial goals but face substantial challenges as they move from asset accumulation to distribution. Regardless of their position, boomers need a great deal of help in managing their assets, planning for their financial future, and transferring their assets to their beneficiaries. Banking, investments, insurance are all in demand to offer services in the years ahead. Healthcare. With baby boomers, well, they are big spenders when it comes to healthcare and wellness. Boomers aren't afraid to spend more on healthcare services if it will improve their quality of life. They visit the doctor's office more regularly and partake in health diagnostic testing and services more frequently than the previous generations. They are transitioning into a new phase of life and don't plan to miss a bit at all costs. It's no wonder why this generation is a highly targeted audience. But do you think at current time healthcare marketers are marketing to boomers effectively? Travel and hospitality. There are truths about baby boomers that should be closely looked by the new marketplace. For example, boomers see themselves as forever young and want to have fun. They are looking for immediate gratification, so boomers don't wait to take the trips if they want. If they don't have the money, they just use plastic. And of course, these free spending ways could spell trouble for the travel industry if boomers must work longer because they didn't save for retirement. Boomers' instant gratification lifestyle means they don't book travel as far in advance as their predecessors. But when they are ready to book, they want to do it now. Boomers like comfort and are time deprived. To get relief from their stressful schedules, boomers vacation at spas where they can do absolutely nothing but be pampered, or they might go to the opposite extreme, choosing adventures that are physically or mentally challenging, or both. And of course, boomers will pay for luxuries, expertise, and convenience. ATM fees, nannies, and bottled water prove boomers are willing to pay for what they want. So if you plan to make a career in hospitality, baby boomers should be analyzed because they are ready to pay the services the sector brings. And of course, the other sector predicted to grow is the retirement housing. Lifestyle dictates in large part the amenities and settings preferred by different baby boomer segments. But what they all have in common are few core desires. Remain an active member of a multi-generation community, age in place in the familiar setting of their own home, enjoy luxurious appointments on a smaller scale with the convenience of single-story living and contract maintenance, participate fully in life by living near family, friends, universities, and recreational areas that develop their bodies and minds. For developers, construction engineers, architects, interior designers, realtors, this translates into a number of different development opportunities on a smaller scale than the original Sun City template. In slide 5, we discuss about the older consumer. In addressing the older consumer, some essential questions need to be addressed. One that advertisers for an older consumer should ask, what do older consumers want? How are older consumers distinct from consumers representing other ages and life course stages, and how might they be similar to other adult consumers? What are the strengths and weaknesses of the marketplace model as applied to older consumers? In the case of today's 65 and older consumers, the problem is that the stereotypes of frail and lonely ancients are trickier than the people to whom they're applied. People whose chronological age would seem to put them squarely in the old category often don't see themselves in that light. Giving the customers what they want is an appealing slogan, yet limited when we are addressing to the new marketplace. Advertising anti-aging products by using models 10-15 years younger than the age you address can work only so much, because in reality any of us will ask, how much denial can we live in? So advertisers will have to develop realistic marketing messages that will not reinforce attitudes of ages. In simple words, we can define the marketplace model as the economic system through which different companies compete with each other to sell their products. When we refer to new marketplace, the successful aging plays an important role. And again, psychographics or the market segregation should be taken into consideration when media advertises. As one solution, it's the universal design, which refers to a broad spectrum ideas meant to produce buildings, products, and environments that are inherently accessible to older people and people with or without disabilities. In understanding better how to promote a product or sell a service to an older customer, you will need to ask, if I was an older consumer, how would I want products and services to be marketed to me? Slides 6 to 9 are addressing our readings for this chapter. In slide 6, we look at reading 51, Overview of the Boomer Market, where the author portrays aging boomers as a huge marketplace with great promise for the future. She reminds us that boomers are not a homogeneous group and that they are moving through distinctive stages of life. In slide 7, we discuss the age branding reading, where Moody and Sood analyze different motives for buying age-related products or services. Like in the previous reading, authors urge some the authors urge segmenting the marketplace, and they point out that selling to an older consumer requires understanding more deeply what potential consumers want to buy. Slide 8 talks about reading 53, called Selling the Fountain of Youth, where the author describes the field of anti-aging medicine, which is a controversial topic in healthcare. She shows how anti-aging doctors commonly prescribe different kinds of hormones that it is claimed can slow the process of aging. Anti-aging medicine has become a large and growing business enterprise, and the author addresses main concerns about anti-aging medicine. And lastly, in slide 9, reading 54, it's addressed the marketplace of memory. In here, the authors describe the growing demand for products that promise brain fitness. The authors worry that claims for brain fitness exceed what science or medicine can actually prove. Yet fears about dementia and memory loss are so great that the market for such products seem likely to grow in the future. And that is all for our Controversy 12. Have a great week, and let me know if you have questions. Thank you.